Howdy guys, it's been a while since I last caught up with you. Sorry about that. If you've been following my socials, then you probably know that I've been here, there and everywhere, mainly working out of London over the last few weeks because I had a big trial and then I had an epic 3-day joint settlement meeting marathon. So I haven't really had much time to come home and just kind of sort my life out. So sorry I haven't been in touch, but I'm back now with hopefully a helpful Q&A. So I've had loads and loads of messages from you guys over the last few weeks, and there are a few common themes that kept coming up in the messages. So I'm sorry if you're one of those messages I haven't replied to. I am still trying to catch up with all of them, but I'm just doing a short video to address some of the ones which come up on a regular basis. A question which a lot of you ask me about is A-levels. There are a lot of you out there trying to get training contracts with less than ideal A-levels, and I'm sure you guys know well by now that I was definitely one of those people who struggled with my A-level grades. So I definitely know the story of trying to get a training contract and overcome academic adversity. Check out this video for the whole story. So what can you do if your A-levels are less than desirable and you're trying to get a training contract? So there is no real easy fix to this. I'm going to address a question which people often ask me first, which is, I've got terrible A-levels, can you tell me the firms that you applied to which place less focus on their grade boundaries, or something along those lines? And I'm going to stop you right there and say that that's not the right way to go about it. You're going to have a really short career if you base your target firms around their assessment criteria for training contracts, because that's not how you should be assessing where you want to apply to. You shouldn't be trying to find the firms with the lowest grade boundaries and applying there. You should be taking time to research what areas of law you're interested in, what types of law firm you're interested in, and then once you've got an idea about the direction you're going to go, you should then be looking within that at the sort of criteria those firms are looking for. Because if you just apply on the basis of criteria, you're not going to end up working in the right firm for you. I'm going to tell you now that if you are looking to apply to firms where the grade boundary criteria are way above what you've got, it's going to be a very painful journey for you. Unless you've got really, really good mitigating circumstances, it's unlikely that you'll be considered by that firm if your grades just don't match up with what they're looking for. So you need to find the firms which apply less focus to the grades and more focus on other areas like transferable skills, competencies, work experience, things like that. So you need to make sure you're applying to firms which value the skill set that you have and don't place so much emphasis on the grades. Next, how much do you need to know about technology as an aspiring lawyer applying for a training contract? Good question, because there's a huge amount of hype around technology at the moment. You guys know I'm super into it if you follow me on LinkedIn or any of my social media channels. So how much do you need to know? Do you need to know all about AI? Do you need to know about coding? Do you need to spend your spare hours reading up on all the latest tech blogs? My general answer to this question is no, but I'll caveat that with, if you're applying for like the Ignite training contract with Clifford Chance or one of the tech giant law firms, or a firm where an integral part of their USP is their technology, or something like that, in which case you probably will need to have above average knowledge / interest in technology. The base position is that you don't need to know all the ins and outs of technology. As I've hammered home in many of my videos, several of which are about to appear up here in rapid succession, mainly Tales of the Tech Revolution Part 1 and 2, I think it's drastically more important that you understand the kind of market conditions surrounding what I call the tech revolution, i.e. why tech is so important now and what has made it so important, and also the impact that technology can have on law firms and legal businesses, in so much that how it can provide a better and more efficient service to clients and how we can use it to improve law firm internal efficiency and therefore profitability. Those are the key things that you need to understand and how they kind of fit in with tech and the tech revolution. So I would focus your time on learning about those things rather than learning about the absolute up-to-date pieces of software and what different law firms are using and AI platforms and document review tools and all of that. If you're a super geek like me, then please go ahead, it's not going to harm you. But if you're in a situation where you think, I really don't want to have to spend hours reading all that unless I absolutely have to, you don't absolutely have to. just watch my videos instead, it's much more fun. Number 3, how do I get work experience without work experience? The age-old dilemma of trying to get work experience when you're just starting out and have virtually nothing on your CV. So my first bit of advice is start small. You're probably not going to be able to jump straight into a VAC scheme at one of the larger firms with 0 work experience. So you need to try local firms or local businesses, legal departments, volunteering at the Citizens Advice Bureau, all sorts of stuff like that where you can start out with virtually no experience and then use that to build your experience. I'll link some of those things below that I just mentioned. Also, there are organisations now which massively help you in terms of getting work experience. You can check out Aspiring Solicitors, Strive, also one of my favourite organisations, Flex, which I absolutely love, which the whole purpose of that is to match paralegals with short-term work experience or different types of work experience depending on your existing experience level. So if you are looking for work experience, make sure you check out all of those things. Again, I'll link them in the description below. Next, how do I stand out from the crowd? This is the easiest one to answer because I can't answer it. This sounds like the biggest cliche answer ever, but how you stand out from the crowd is you. Only you have your own unique journey and your own unique skill set. So what you need to do is map that out. So I would recommend firstly doing a mind map, basically of your entire life, or a spider diagram, starting from when you were born all the way up to the present day and picking out key skills, key experiences, key things that you've learned from those things throughout your life. And then try and filter those into the ones which you think are most relevant to a career in law, because this is the thing that people miss most often, is they have all these really unique things about them, like level 500 jet ski instructor or something, but they don't then link that as to how that will make them the ideal future lawyer. So you need to be having something which makes you stand out from the crowd, but also showing how that is relevant, what you've learned from that experience, what skill set you've gleaned that then makes you the ideal trainee of the future. I would almost recommend making a competency grid, my world famous competency grid. I'll link it at the end if you don't know what this is. But I would almost do that for your standing out from the crowd as well. So list your life experiences or your skill set and then cross-reference that with what skills you needed in order to attain that life experience. If it's something like a qualification in something, what skills you utilise in order to get there, or what you learned from that experience and what skill set you developed by doing that, and then how that's relevant to law. So you almost want to have your 4 columns and use any experience that you've got that's unique to then tailor that and explain why that makes you a great future trainee and why that firm should employ you because of that. And even just the act of doing that will make you stand out from the crowd, I promise, because it's really rare that people do that. Very common that people just list things that make them different, but quite unusual that people go the extra mile and actually tailor it and explain that. So just by doing that, you'll have already put yourself ahead of a lot of other people. Finally, my favourite question, should I do the SQE or should I do the GDL? And I'm gonna leave you in suspense with that one because I always have to end a video leaving you wanting more, because I am gonna do a whole separate video about this, as I mentioned in my Legal Ed Con video, which was the last one I did, I think. So I'm gonna do a whole video dedicated solely to the SQE and my thoughts on that and different scenarios that might be helpful to you. So stay tuned and I'm coming back to you on that one. Hope you found it helpful. If you do have any other questions, please drop them in the comments below or message me on LinkedIn. I am sometimes terrible at replying. I'm really sorry, but I am banking your questions and will either come back to you personally or within a video. So let me know what you want me to answer and I'll come back to you soon. Bye guys.